What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Chicago Bulls, and we're going to be talking about why you should take this team seriously, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, looking at the Chicago Bulls, they are currently 16-8, and they're a half a game back out of first place in the Eastern Conference, and they've just been playing some great basketball all season long, and it's been really impressive because we really haven't seen them 100% fully healthy yet. And also, man, I must admit that I am shocked. Now, when they signed DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso to their team this season, I knew it was gonna make them a better team. They were gonna win more games. Like I thought, they would be like fifth or fourth seed, but never did I think they would be one of the top teams, in the Eastern Conference. So I gotta admit that. And I gotta give them their props. Like I said, they've been playing some really great basketball. And there's a couple of reasons why. We're gonna be talking about that today. And I think with that win against the Brooklyn Nets, I believe that was either Saturday or Friday night, but it was a pretty huge win. And I think that the best ability that the Chicago Bulls showed, the Chicago Bulls showed the best ability that you can have, as any sports team, and that's the ability, to adapt. And coming into this game, they had no Javonte Green, they had no Kobe White, and then they only had 8 minutes of Alex Caruso, so that's a big hit. That's a big hit for that team right there. And then also in the first half of that game, they were getting killed on the glass. I think, going into halftime, the rebound count was like 32 to 21 or 20 or something like that. So they were getting hammered on the boards. And then also they wasn't shooting the best from the three ball in that game. They shot 32%. They shot 32% from the three that game. And mind you, they're playing against the Brooklyn Nets. They're playing against Kevin Durant, probably the most efficient, the best scorer in the league. And then they're playing against, a magician like James Harden. So they're playing against a very good team. And, everything is going wrong for them. But for some, somehow, they found a way, man. It seemed like the Chicago Bulls team has they have a pretty good coach in Billy Donovan. He showed that he can make, on-the-fly adjustments. And then they have the right blend of, athleticism and intelligence. And, they stuck around that game. And they found a way, to make it work. And we've seen them do that all season. It's just make adjustments on the fly and win with what they have. And when you have a team that can do that, just make adjustments, win on the fly, and not get affected by every little negative thing, that's a dangerous team. Like that's championship pedigree right there. And I've seen that all year long with the Chicago Bulls. Like like I said, they've been dealing with little injuries all season long. Nothing crazy, but injuries that's keeping guys out of games. But they still been finding a way to win these games, and they doing it in close game situations in the fourth quarter, and it's been really impressive. And another reason that this team has been so they've been playing so great is they gotta like DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine is really forming into like a really great duo. Like what they're doing, I don't think it's getting talked about enough. Like right now, DeMar DeRozan is leading the league in points. Like he has the most total points in the in the NBA, and then Zach LaVine is just 2 spots below him. So these guys are they're dominating as a duo, and Billy Donovan has been doing a great job of staggering their minutes, and then they come in the fourth quarter together, and they wreak havoc. And we saw that again against the Brooklyn Nets in the fourth quarter. DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, they just took over. They were just taking turns, and they scored 19. They scored 19 of the Bulls. I think 32 points that quarter. So they're responsible for well over half of their points that quarter, and they just been looking great all season long. And watching these guys play, we all know they're playing with that chip on their shoulder, because what have people been saying about Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan? They said both guys are coming off good season stats wise, playing on bad teams. DeMar DeRozan, I don't think he's been to the playoffs the last 2 years, and then Zach LaVine, he's been on the Bulls putting up some pretty nice numbers. So a lot of people has been saying these guys are they're putting up basically garbage numbers, and and what is that going to do? That's going to motivate Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan to come out here, and play with that chip on their shoulder, and and prove to everybody like, no, like we really do this for real. And especially DeMar DeRozan. I keep telling, whenever I talk with my boys and stuff, man. Whenever like we talk about the Bulls, I always say, DeMar DeRozan went to Chicago and he found Michael Jordan's secret stuff from Space Jam, man. Because the way that he's playing this season, it's just unbelievable. The poise and the control that he plays with is just, it's very fun to watch, man. He just goes out there, he takes his turn. He takes his time, no matter who's guarding him. He's getting to that mid-range shot, man. I seen him. He was giving LaMarcus Aldridge buckets. He was giving Kevin Durant buckets, and he was just looking great, man. Then we all know how good Zach LaVine is. He can do a little bit of everything. I see his game maturing, man. He's playing in the post a lot more, taking a lot more mid-range shots, and he's just been looking good. And also, lastly, man, the Chicago Bulls, they may have found another big question going into the season for them was, are they deep enough? Do they have enough depth? And drafting Ayo Dosunmu, he has been big time for them this season. It seems like, every game, he gets better and better. And we saw it against the Brooklyn Nets, man. This guy is so mature. He really helped them in the second half, leading, he helped them make that comeback against the Nets. I think he came in and scored 11 points. He had some rebounds. He had some assists. He was getting active on the defensive side of the ball, and he was just doing some really helpful things for those guys, man. And the veterans on this team like Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Caruso, they've all been saying the same thing about him, since training camp, that he's not scared of the big moments, man. He's very he want to learn, he really wants this. So they have a quality role player in him, and he's come in the NBA and he's done it immediately. So that's a really good thing, man. Those three solid reasons why you should take this team serious, man. They can adjust on the fly. They win with what they got. Good coaching. They have a very, very dynamic duo, and DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, who I feel like they're not even at their, you got to think about it, this team is brand new. They're still, they're still learning each other. I'm pretty sure there's still things, they have to figure out and how they can get better. And they still have been winning games and beating, pretty impressive teams. So, you got DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, and then I feel like you got a very, very intricate role player and Ayo Dosunmu, who keeps learning and getting better and better after each and every week in the NBA. And also, I haven't even gotten to guys like Javonte Green, who's pretty solid, Nikola Vucevic, who's really good, Lonzo Ball, who hit the clutch dagger 3 against the Brooklyn Nets. This is a really solid team, man, and they need to be taken seriously. So I like this not the Brooklyn Nets, but I like the Chicago Bulls squad. It's good to see them, back in the playoff mix, really back in the NBA title mix, man. I could see this team winning the championship, just giving off the fact, like I said, man, we haven't seen them at 100% for multiple, for consecutive games yet. And this is a brand new team, and they're playing this well all together. So it's going to be interesting to see, what they do this season. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below. Comment down below if the Bulls can win the championship this season. How do you feel about that? And then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's curtains.